Quarantine, Day 9, Tuesday, March 24th. We had to come back to the abandoned house in the woods. Our lean-to fell over. It got attacked by a bear. We got to go in and make sure we have enough space to move all our things in. Come on in. This rectangular room looks like a good fit for all our stuff from our lean-to. When I walked around the perimeter, it's 44 feet. One of the sides is 8 feet. What's the square footage of the room? Reset. What up, my quarantine people? Welcome back. I hope your quarantine is going as well as mine is. Let's dive right in. You know we love our sides check here, so we're going to write down our sides check word problem strategy over here. Okay. I know some of you guys use UPS, which is like the same exact thing, just changed. But this is better because I said so. So my statement should say the area is blank square feet, right? Some of you guys are wondering, how did I know it was area? Well, when I went back and identified, okay, because the question really is asking me what's the square footage of the room? Well, if it's square units, so square feet, square meters, square inches, whatever it is, if it's squared, that means I'm covering the inside of a 2D shape, which means it is area. So that's how I knew to put my area right here. Let's go back and identify. And I identified anything that was going to help me figure out my square footage or my area. And when I'm thinking area, I'm thinking length and width as well. So for this one, actually, it told me the perimeter, and that's going to be important. The perimeter is 44 feet, okay? It gave me the width of 8 feet. I don't have the length, so I can just put a little question mark there. And then the other important thing identified was that it said square footage. And when it said square footage, that told me that I was doing area, which is why I wrote that in my statement. Now, for any perimeter and area question, I don't believe in drawing a tape diagram. I believe in just drawing the shape and labeling it. And so here is my rectangular room, because it did tell me that, right? I know a couple things. I know that the width was 8 feet. So if this is 8 feet, that means this is going to have to be 8 feet. I also know that the perimeter, or the measure around, which is really what that word actually means, the perimeter equaled 44 feet, right? And I'm looking for the area. Okay, now what I don't have is I don't have my length, okay, and I don't have my area. So I know my area formula is area equals length times width. I know I'm looking for my area in this question. I don't know my length, but I do know my width, which is 8, okay? So the first thing I need to do is I need to use my perimeter information to help me solve for my missing length, and then I can use that to solve for my area. So I know that perimeter is when I add up all the sides. I'm going to go ahead and erase my important information over here just to give me some more space. So I'm going to make this in green. That way you can see my perimeter work in green and my area will be in black. So when I have the perimeter, right, you're adding up the length and the length, right, because you're trying to go all the way around that side, and the width and the width. Some people do 2 times length times width, whatever. It doesn't matter. When you're doing perimeter, you're just adding up all the sides. I know that my perimeter is 44, like it told me. I don't know my length, so I'm going to go ahead and put a blank here. I do know my width was 8, which means I have to add up 8 plus 8. Now all I'm doing is just a basic math problem. I'm trying to find out what numbers go here. So the first thing I want to do is I want to combine what I know, okay? And I have 16, all right? So what numbers added together with 16 would get me 44? Well, I'm going to rewrite this as a subtraction problem. So when I did 44 minus 16, more on the floor, go next door, get 10 more, right? I got 28. So when I subtracted that, I have 28. So 28 is not my length. 28 is the total of both of my lengths added together. Now I know I'm dividing this into 2 equal groups, so you could divide, you could guess and check, but you're going to end up getting that your length is 14, okay? So now I know my length is 14 and my other length was 14. Now I know my missing information. I can rewrite this as 14 times 8 and solve for my missing area. So 14 times 8 is 32. Regroup over there, and that should be 112. So my area is 112 feet squared with an exponent, or 112 square feet. That's the same thing. That's what that means. Now all I need to do is write that up here, and I have done my identify, my develop, my equation, I solved, and I checked it. Okay, so the reason, what I did is I started with my end in mind. I drew my picture to label everything I knew. That's part of developing your plan. I knew I was trying to find the area because it said square feet, right? So I drew my area formula. I plugged in what I knew. I only knew 8. I didn't know my area or my length. So I had to do some work with my perimeter formula, my perimeter equation, to help me figure out what my length was, and then I could use that to help me solve. So sometimes beginning with the end in mind helps you know what steps to do. Now, I know this was a video. I know I talked super fast. If you need to go back and watch it or ask somebody for help or Google more information, please do that because you're in quarantine. You got nothing else to do. Am I right? Please wash your hands. Don't touch your face. If you're feeling sick, stay inside. Maybe listen to an Instructed Beats playlist. Who knows? Shameless self-promotion doesn't never hurt anybody. Am I right? As always, stay safe, do math. I'm out.